Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy. Greenfield, ours for generations.
Pagising sa umaga, ako'y excited na.
Alis ng maaga, sa general ang punta.
Ito ang school ko na walang katulad. Dito natagpuan, ligayang hinahangat. Pagpasok ko sa gate, I always wear a smile.
Good morning ma'am, good morning sir.
At sabay kaway, ito ang school ko, school with a heart. Tara na, halika na, tayo'y papasok na. Dito sa GDJC, sama-sama tayo. natin sa GDJC. We share blessing to everyone and we unite as one. Ito ang school ko, school with a heart. Tara na, halika na, tayo'y magsasaya. Dito sa GDJC, sama-sama tayo. Dito sa GDJC, mag-enjoy ka dito. Ito ang school na may puso. Ito ang GDJC. Dito sa GDJC, sama-sama tayo. Dito sa GDJC, mag-enjoy ka dito. Ito ang school na may puso. Ito ang GDJC.
Dito sa GDJC,
sama-sama tayo. Dito sa GDJC, mag-enjoy ka rito.
itong school na may puso.
Ito ang GDJC.
There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz .jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Jobs180.com's Marketing Me Live at General De Jesus College. So today we will be joined by speakers from Jobs180.com, Accenture, and VXI Global Solutions. So before we start, may we invite everybody for a short prayer to be led by Mr. John Ray Bundalian, board member of VS Organization, followed by the singing of the national anthem.
Let's bow our head and feel the presence of the Lord. Our Father in heaven, in the name of the Lord Jesus, and by the power of the Holy Spirit, we come before you today, praising you for your goodness and faithfulness to us. We ask for your mercy to forgive us for all our sins and iniquities. We thank you for this good day that you have given to us. We ask for your guidance in this webinar today. Open our hearts and our minds to know what you are trying to teach us. Give the speaker the wisdom they need in order for them to share the knowledge that they have to us. Help us to understand the importance of what we are about to learn today. Give us a heart filled with compassion and understanding for us to be able to apply everything we will learn in our daily lives. From this day forward, help us or teach us to be kinder and compassionate. Teach us to love and show to others the mercy that you have shown to us. We thank you for the success of this webinar. We thank you for the new lessons that we will learn. To you be all the glory. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas. Kayang magiliw, pero sa sinakanan, alam ng puso, sa dikit mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiping, sa manluluping, di ka pasisingil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong pagaw, ay hinatang tulad, awit sa pagkayang minamahal. Ang isang ng matawad mo'y tagumpay na nagtitingin, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may magtitingin. Luman ang araw ng walhaging pagsinta, mo'y langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya ng pagkay mga amin, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo.
Alright, so again, welcome everyone. Ready na ba kayo? So by the way, my name is Joyce from Jobs180.com. I will be your today's host and we are live via Jobs180 Facebook and Jobs180 YouTube page today. So we hope that everybody is excited to learn new things today. Alright, so to officially start today's session, may we invite Mr. John Paulo Hoson, CPA BSA instructor from General De Jesus College for the opening remarks.
Distinguished participants, our students, and my fellow instructors here in General De Jesus College, I am pleased to welcome you in our Employability and Career Orientation webinar. This webinar aims to provide our students with the knowledge on how to write the next generation resume to help our students know what are the things that their future employers might be looking for. This will also equip our students with the proper knowledge on how to properly dress up as a future professionals to make them distinguished from others. And lastly, this will also equip them with the know-how on how to survive maybe the hardest part of getting a job, which is an interview. But of course, this will not be possible without the help of our speaker. So, I would like to give our sincere appreciation to Jobs 180 in helping us conduct this webinar for our future professionals. Again, thank you for attending and welcome to our Employability and Career Orientation webinar.
Thank you so much, Sir John Paulo Johnson, for the opening remarks. And as usual, for our audience today, for General Desus College, please comment your name, your year, and your course if you're watching today. And if you have questions later on, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Again, for the audience today, please type in please comment your name, your year, and your course. And if you have questions, please type them in so we can answer them after the talk. Much appreciated if ngayon pa lang po, no, you already preparing your questions for the speakers later. And please don't forget to tag and share this to your friends too. So kung wala pa sila dito, tawagan nyo na. Okay? Para sabay-sabay tayong matuto ngayong umaga. And malay nyo, this is once in a lifetime opportunity. So might grab the opportunity. Okay? So if you guys are all ready, here's our schedule for today. So we have the online applications using resume link, which will be discussed by jobs180.com. We also have dressing up from Accenture and interview tips by VXI Global. So again, shout out to everyone who is here now. Please comment your name, your year, and your course. And as we go along, type in your questions so we can read it later. Sabi ko nga, wag kayong mahiya magtanong. This is your chance to ask before you face the real adulting thing or the world of work. Okay, kilalanin na po natin ang ating unang speaker for our first topic, which is online applications using resume link. Our speaker has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. As a trusted resource speaker, he has done over 1,000 plus career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. The managing director from jobs180.com, Mr. Kim Chua. Sir Kim, take it away po.
Allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. Not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number 1, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, Sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos? Ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So if ever lang, meron kang kapangalan, okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot, pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay? Wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw yung makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So sayang lang. So you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo, kayo lang may alam yan, at lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often than you open your social media account. So I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Edi lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating pa sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang tourism at pang HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. No, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma, di ba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede kang mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So, kung di mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then, you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample na profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na Very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Ina sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Diba? O sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamala ko yung mga aplikante, panakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo at oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang ganoon na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si iExpert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything. From top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills or sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? That's what ibig ko sabihin. Wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So yan. So tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, wag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nag-submit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon, by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position na in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to your information. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Ano gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1 column or 2 column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante lang ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Diba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cell phone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, with this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang. Huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number one, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1 column or 2 column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes, lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na Kung na-submit mo na ang job street resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it. Enter, save it. Real-time update. Lahat ng bigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email us, email me, here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Kim. So, ayan. So, good morning, Sir Kim. So, for our audience today, for General Desus College, the floor is now open for questions. So, if you have questions, guys, please type them in. You may use the comment box, comment section. And if nahihiya kayo, pwedeng pasabi kay Sir Dong, no? Then, Sir Dong will na lang send it to us. Pero syempre, saves time if sa comment section na lang yung inyong questions. Ayan. Comment si Sir Dong. So, he's watching right now. Hi, Sir Dong. Good morning. Hi, Sir Kim. Good morning po. Ayan, sir. So, okay, while waiting for questions, Sir Kim, of course, we'd like to know more about the benefits of having resume link. And I think Sir Dong is actually planning po for virtual career fair. Ayan. So, gaano useful si resume link.
Okay, very, very useful yan, lalo na sa panahon ngayon. Ito yung mga practical applications, no? In case na miss out nyo, dami ko kasi sinabi kanina sa ano natin, sa segment natin, no? One, when you create your resume link, you don't need to wait until the time you are graduating or you are about to look for a job, tsaka lang gagawa. Kasi ang dami mo kailangan tandaan ng mga things, no, in the past, kung ano yung mga pinagkakaabalahan mo or yung mga things na gusto mo syempre i-showcase, no, doon sa mga future or potential companies that you're applying to. So ang recommend ko dyan is whatever stage you are right now, whether senior high school ka or first year, second year, third year, or kung ano man, right, graduate ka na, no, pwede kang gumawa na ng resume link. Now, ito yung mga instant benefit. Ito yung mga nakita kong practical application dyan. When you have a resume link, automatically, those companies will be matched to the profile that you have. So, hindi lang siya mamamatch. They will start to invite you for possible opportunity. So, imbis na ikaw yung nakakatok isa-isa sa mga kumpanya, ikaw na yung iimbitahin nila, di ba, for those opportunities. Now, it is up to you if you want to entertain them or hindi. Now, that's one. No? Another thing that I see very practical benefit ngayon is when you have a resume link, sa mga future events ng General De Jesus College, mai-invite kayo kagaya ng ganito. Pag may webinars tayo in the future, you'll also be invited. Pag meron tayong virtual career fairs, care of Sir Dong, I think, yes, we heard na meron nga kayong plano na magkaroon ng virtual career fair, automatic, masasendan na rin kayo na invitation. Magiging part kayo, no, nung mga loop na yon. Now, again, at the end of the day, kayo pa rin naman mag-decide kung gusto nyo sumali or hindi. So, mas maganda at least you get the invitation. Yun yung nakikita ko dyan, di ba? Hindi ka nawawala sa sirkulasyon. Tapos aside from that, yung mga safety features nito, yung mga security benefits yan, mga sinabi ko kanina, lahat yan kasi controlled mo as a user. So those are all, I say, the practical benefits of creating a resume link. Gawa na kayo. Ayan yun.
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Kim. And for those who just came in, Sir Kim, syempre, would like to know po if the resume link is free. Kasi baka may nagtatanong na naman, for free
Wala
po
tong
ba,
bayad.
sir?
Libre to. Mukha lang akong salesman. Dami kong sinilstock sa inyo, no, sa mga features. Pero libre po itong resume link. Wala itong bayad. Sa mga companies na sakali lang may na-encounter kayo tapos maniningil sila ng bayad kasi you're using a resume link or sisingilin ka nila for creating a resume link, there's something wrong there. Okay, isumbong nyo sa amin yan kung may ganung kumpanya. Pero wala. Libre itong resume link. Gamitin nyo lang po. Punta kayo sa website ng jobs180.com or punta kayo dun sa nagsuscroll na link ngayon. Tingnan mo sa baba. schools.jobs180.com/GJC. Punta kayo sa link na yan. Then you can create your resume link. Absolutely for free. Walang bayad.
Alright, thank you, sir. And, syempre, sir, may commercial tayo, no? Para sa mga naghahanap ng OJTs and full-time positions. So, si Jobs 180 ay hiring. Ayan.
Yes, para sa kaalaman ng marami, kung meron kayong mga kaibigan or mga kamag-anak na naghahanap ng OJT or full-time positions, kami po right now sa jobs180.com, we are hiring for internship and OJT, OJT/internship. So we have a virtual setting so we can provide yung X number of hours na kailangan po ninyo sa requirement ng school ninyo. Just send us your resume link either doon sa mismong nakita nyo nagsuscroll na link schools.jobs180.com/GJC. Hanapin nyo lang doon jobs180 or punta kayo sa jobs180.com/jobs180. Mismong jobs180 yan. Or if you want to email us your resume link directly, pwede rin. Punta kayo sa info, that's info, at jobs180.com. Doon nyo isend yung resume link ninyo. Okay? At sabihin nyo, you're applying for internship. Now, for full-time positions naman, marami din kaming mga full-time positions ngayon. Kahit na pandemic, we're also hiring. No? Meron tayong openings for IT, specifically for web development. Meron din tayong opportunities na in-offer para sa customer support. So, yan. So, kung may kilala kayo, just, or kayo mismo, no? Gusto nyo maging part ng team namin, dito sa jobs180.com, send lang yung resume link ninyo sa amin. Okay?
Alright.
There.
Thank you, sir. So, ayun, nag-comment si Sir Dong. So, we have virtual career fair scheduled in April with Jobs 180 pa rin. Ayan. Thank you, Sir Dong. Ayan. So, guys, you heard it na, no? So, ngayon pa lang, mag-create na tayo ng resume link kasi you will be using your resume link sa job fair. Okay. Do we have questions, guys? Do you have questions?
Tanong nyo lang. Habang may time pa tayong sagutin ang mga questions nyo, bring it on. Oo.
Kasi
Wag
sir,
mahiya magtanong.
kagagaling lang ng, so baka yung iba late kasi kagagaling lang daw nila from Dole and Peso webinar also etong morning before tayo.
Gusto nyo, tanong nyo sa amin yung mga tanong nyo para kay Dolly at kay Peso. Pag hindi namin masagot, itatanong namin sa kanila.
Ayan. So I think wala ng questions, Sir Kim. Do you have tips and advice po for the graduating students?
Okay. So, well, sa panahon ngayon, just keep trying. Don't be disheartened. Don't be discouraged if at first you tried and nothing happens. Sometimes kasi, di ba, ano yan hindi naman kaagad-agad, no? Lahat ng ginagawa natin or ina-apply natin, pasok kaagad tayo. Sometimes it takes you X number of tries, 'di ba? You have to keep trying. So wag kayo mabahala, no? Just keep trying and take each and every attempt as a learning lesson, 'di ba? Parang kumbaga sa pagpraktisan mo yung mga hindi ka pumasa, 'di ba? Hanggang sa dumating yung time na papasa ka rin, 'di ba? Doon sa gusto mo talagang applyan. Now, make sure lang wala naman po itong limit sa dami ng pwede mong applyan. If you want to apply to as many companies as you want to, feel free to keep on submitting your resume link to those companies. Just make sure that you do your research. Kaya alamin nyo yung kumpanyang pinapasukan nyo, lalo na yung position na ina-applyan ninyo. Kasi pag na-encounter nyo ang isang tanong, later on, I think we have a speaker who will talk about that sa virtual interview. Pero I'm just saying lang, I'm just jumping lang na pagka sakali lang, no, tinanong kayo ng HR na isang tanong niya sa inyo is, what do you know about the company? And you cannot start to answer that simple question, lagot na. Di ba? Ibig sabihin, hindi ka talaga handa doon sa interview mo. So you have to make sure you research about the company and the position that you're applying for. Okay? So, para ready kayo sa battle. Now, aside from that, isa pang tip ko is, kung meron man na dahilan at hindi natin talaga matanggap yung dahilan kung bakit hindi ako pumasa dyan sa kumpanyang to, napakabilis lang naman ng requirement yan and I'm overqualified. No? Sometimes you feel that way. Now, just trust in the Lord. No? May dahilan lahat yan kung bakit nangyayari. Okay? So, ang again lang, ang importante is keep trying and never give up. Okay? So, you do that. Good luck.
All
Thank you.
right. Thank you so much, Sir Kim. Thank you so much po for joining us today. So, if my questions na lang sila, sir, we'll ask them na lang to email us at info@jobs180 or they may visit our website www.jobs180.com.
Or send
Okay.
nyo lang sa
Thank you so
Facebook.
much,
Kung
Sir
ayaw nyo
Kim.
mag-email, mag-Facebook na lang kayo. Pwede rin naman. Facebook.com/jobs180.
Yes.
Okay? Sige. Be safe,
All right.
everyone.
Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
Sir Kim.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you, guys. Okay, so if you have questions, guys, wag kayong mayang magtanong. So, feel free to comment your question. Okay, so lahat ng yan, we'll try to answer them. I-ask natin yan sa mga invited speakers natin for today. Okay, so if you're interested, again, to know more about Jobs 180, you may visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com, or you may visit your school portal. It's schools.jobs180.com/GDJC. Okay, so let's move on with our next speaker. Our next speaker will talk about dressing up. Okay, so he's a graduate of Bachelor's of Science in Commerce, major in internal auditing, capability development trainer from 2017 up to present. His hobbies are watching movies series from HBO or Netflix, traveling, cooking, quality time with his 4 dogs. The capability development trainer from Accenture, Mr. Ryan Luis Lintao. Hi, Sir Ryan. Good morning po.
Hello, Joyce. Hello, everyone. Hello, General De Jesus College, right?
Yes, sir.
Ayan.
Good morning, sir. All right, sir, can we now test your share screen?
It's going to be
Yes.
yeah.
Miss
So
Grace, I
Grace,
think
who
that's
will?
all.
It's going to be Grace who will share my screen.
All right. Can we please put it in full screen po, Miss Grace?
Yeah.
All right. So I think trying to share the screen. Ayan. Okay. Sir, it's up. So if you're ready po, I'll leave it to it. I'll be back po for after 20 minutes for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir
Thank you.
Ryan.
Thank you, Joyce. Ayan. So it's quite challenging for me to to talk na hindi ko nakikita yung mga kausap ko. So normally, even if it's an online setup, I still can see the participants, but now it's like, just talking to myself. So good morning, everyone. Medyo halos kakagising ko lang since my shift is really from 6 o'clock in the evening to 3 o'clock in the morning. So technically parang sunod-sunod, no, yung work natin, but it's okay. It's really a pleasure for me to talk in front, well, not in front, but at least an online session with college students, right, of General de Jesus Nueva Ecija. So this is the first time that I will be speaking with, well, not the first time, but career-wise, first time to speak sa mga students, because I already talk I experienced being a guest speaker in a graduating high school before. So for today, again, I will be talking or discussing about work ethics. So later on, well, I know you already have an idea kung ano yung work ethics, how does it work, right? And kasi we are using this, we are using ethics, right? Sa pang-araw-araw nating ginagawa, especially in school, right? So later on, we'll discuss more about that and, the difference of work ethics into the daily, ethics that we use it, right? So can we have the next slide, Grace? So again, the topic outline would be, as mentioned earlier, we will be discussing about work ethics, kung ano ba yung mga importance or ano yung importance ng work ethics, right? And examples of work ethics. Wearing proper, is it really important? Kailangan ko bang magdamit pa ng maayos, right? Online lang naman, right? So proper attire, kung ano yung mga do's and don'ts, ano yung mga dapat at hindi dapat na isuot natin, right? During online meetings, online huddles, online interviews, right? What are the dresses or what are the clothes required or not required but appropriate, right? Pagdating sa online and the dress codes in the workplace. So we will be discussing all of these right in the next few slides. So next, please, Grace. Thank you. What is work ethics? Wait lang, hindi ko nakikita yung slide. So again, work ethics, it is a belief in work as a moral good. So when you have a good work ethics, diba, those who know you can speak highly of your professional opportunities, this can lead to a new professional opportunities and accomplishing major long and short-term career goals. So this sabi dito, this is a set of values centered on the importance of doing work and reflected especially in a desire or determination to work hard. So usually, pumapasok yung word na ethics in terms of rights, obligations, di ba? Fairness, virtue, ano pa, integrity, principles, moral, no? Honesty, sinabi ko na ba yung responsibility and value. So that's I mean, yun yung mga pumapasok sa isip natin when it comes to ethics, right? And it's also the same pagdating sa work ethics. Yun lang din yon, right? It's just that for the work environment, of course, meron tayong um, set of rules na kailangan nating sundin. It's like, it's like being a student in school, right? You also have your set of rules that you have to follow. Okay, so work ethics is an important factor in making a strong networking connections and advancing in your career. It's like watching a new movie, right? Parang yung ibang, for example, si movie A, pinanood na ni class 1, right? Tapos nagandahan si class 1. Tapos word of mouth, 'di ba? Sinabi ni class 1 kay class 2 na hey, maganda si movie A. Right? It's like you promoting yourself, right? Parang ikaw for example, ako to, right? And then yung ethics ko sa work environment is maganda. Of course, yung supervisors ko, yung mga managers ko, yung mga colleagues ko, they would inform other people that the way I work, right? The way I take responsibility in my work, right, is good. Ibig sabihin, let's say, diniscuss nila to kay Supervisor B. And then, parang gusto kanyang kunin or i-promote or i-transfer to another project. Right? So that's how work ethics work in the working environment. Okay? Next, Grace, please. Yan. So, what is work ethics and why it is important? So, work ethics is a set of values based on discipline and hard work. So, we've discussed that earlier, right? It affects how you handle responsibilities and how seriously you take your work. So, with a good work ethic, you're motivated and ready to be professional at school and then in the workplace. Okay, so it includes, sabi ko nga kanina, it's like studying. It's like being a student in school. You have to follow, you have to follow set of rules in school, right? It's just that the difference is in work environment or in the in the workplace, di ba we have the first warning, second warning, right? Final warning, and then sa school meron kayong suspended, and then later on kick out ba yung tawag natin doon? So sa work environment naman, it's almost the same. So you also have your first warning, second warning, and then suspension, and then termination later on kapag hindi ka pa talaga nag-improve. But in the workplace, right, we have some rules to follow na meron mga warnings, but we also have some rules, right, that would cause you termination right away. Okay, so that's how important it is. I know that ethics is a general term, right? Hindi lang siya about the rules, hindi lang siya about the responsibility, but I am just, speaking with an example, right? If you have a good work ethics and if you don't have it. Because I know that, well, it's just me, but ethics, it's a value, it's a choice, right? If it's your choice to be good, morally good, right, then ikaw yon, right? But choice mo din naman na hindi maging maayos yung work mo or hindi ka maging maayos sa school, then it's also your choice, right? There are people who, or let's say, in students, right, or in school, may mga students na, um, mahina talaga ako sa subject na 'to or mahina talaga ako sa school. But the way you do it, right, you are always willing to learn. You are, putting efforts in everything you do, then that's all right, right? I think that your teachers, your professors would consider you, right? Kasi nakikita naman niya yung effort mo, nakikita naman niya on how you do things, right? It's also the same with work. As a trainer, um, bihira akong magbagsak ng ng trainees, especially kapag nakikita ko naman na uh, ginagawa nila yung best nila, nag-e-effort sila, right? The most important factor for me is attendance. Um, Kasi malalaman mo na, hey, masipag 'tong taong 'to, right? Masipag 'tong taong 'to, let's say, hindi niya pa masyadong naiintindihan yung mga bagay-bagay, but I think, the way he or she is doing things, nag-e-exert siya ng effort, pinag-aaralan niya ng mabuti yung mga tasks, right? And yung mga responsibility, he or she is following the rules, then yeah, I think I could consider it, right? And it's up to his or her performance in the operations kung magmo-move forward talaga siya. But I have to give this person a chance, right? So that's how important work ethics for me as a trainer. Okay, next please. Ayan, hindi ko nakikita. So, ayan. So, examples of work or ethical behaviors in the workplace includes the following. So, obeying company's rule, effective communication, taking responsibility, right? Hindi yung turo-turo, right? So, uso sa atin kasi yan, ano? Accountability. So, that's very important. Professionalism, trust and mutual respect for your colleagues at work. This is very, very important. It's like in school, it's not just respecting your professors in the university, your teachers, right? But all the people, right, within the vicinity or within your school. That includes your security guards, that includes um, people in canteen, right? That includes your janitors, that includes your co-students, right? So trust and mutual respect. Okay? So the examples of ethical behaviors ensures the maximum productivity output at work. So in the company that I am currently working, um, respect for individual, as we call it, right, is very important. And um, kapag nasira mo yung code or yung rule ng respect for individual, it may cause you termination. So that's how important respect, right, and trust in our company. Okay, thank you. Next slide, please. Yan. So, dress code in virtual workplace. Sabi ko nga kanina, kailangan ko pa bang magbihis? Online naman, online class naman, or online meeting naman, online huddle naman. So, everything now is online. So, do I have to invest, right, sa mga damit ko, sa mga isusuot ko during our huddles or our meetings? The answer is, you don't really have to pay a lot, or you don't really have to invest in expensive clothes, as long as you look professional, as long as you look neat, right, in an online environment or online meetings, right, that's okay. All right? So, may mga examples ata tayo. Can we have the next slide, Grace? And so sabi dito, despite the shift in the workplace due to pandemic, so dressing up for work still holds much value as it gives people a sense of professionalism. Well, that's the reason why we still have to wear proper attire, even if it's an online session or online environment. Okay, so by dressing up appropriately, even for Zoom meetings, team meetings, right, Skype meetings, you can adequately prepare yourself for the day ahead. So dress well enough to feel confident and professional yet comfortable. Okay, baka naman K-pop tayo, sobrang init, right, sa Pilipinas, especially magsa-summer na, right? So in case of impromptu video call or scheduled Zoom meeting, right? Siguro sa baba kahit kapag hindi ka naman required to stand, no? Kasi kami meron kaming mga meetings na dapat nakatayo kami or meron kaming mga sessions or there are um, meetings that I am facilitating na ano talaga, whole body talaga yung nakikita kasi we're using a different platform, right? So medyo wide yung platform na yon and everything is being seen, no? So for that, I mean, if that's the case, we have to wear properly from top to bottom, right? So there, dress more formally, put on makeup and even experiment makeup hala, parang hindi naman ako nag-makeup, but you know, if you are comfortable wearing makeup, then you can use it and even pero again, use the proper tone, use the proper color. You know, I'm also familiar with that. Baka naman gumamit ka ng yellow, green, no? Sobrang halatang halata. Purple, right? Purple foundation, right? So, hindi naman ganon. So, the proper makeup, we also have that, right? The proper tone. I mean, ikaw, if you're comfortable in that, right? So, with switching out your house sleepers for comfortable work shoes, if that makes you feel more put together, right? So again, regardless of your company's specific guidelines, all employees should be permitted to dress in a way that makes them feel comfortable, right, or confident, right? Avoid gender-specific regulations. In your remote dress codes, dresses and skirts may be allowed. For example, but women should not be required to wear them. So again, in our company, right? Wala kaming, I mean, there's really no gender specific in our company. And again, respect for individual, inclusivity, and inclusivity and diversity, right? That's what we exercise in our company. As long as it is decent, right, to look to, right, could be an online setup or a face-to-face setup, that will be perfectly fine. Okay, lalaki ka man, babae ka man, right, part of or member of the LGBTQIA community, that's perfectly fine. Okay, next slide, Grace. And so, what do you wear to a work from home meeting? So, sabi dito, wearing something comfortable and semi-formal. So, I think this is a semi-formal, is a perfect key to a virtual meeting dress code. So, really don't have to, for men, you don't really have to wear suit and tie, right? For women, you don't really have to wear expensive dresses, ball gowns, right? So hindi naman ganon. Okay, so something that provides homely comfort with an elegant semi-formal look, such as sabi dito, palazzo pants. I don't know what's palazzo pants is, teamed with a shirt or a t-shirt, so that's okay. Keep the styling minimal. Dainty accessories can look very classy and chic, sabi dito. Choose your meeting wardrobe as you would for an in-person work meeting or job interview, ayun sabi nga nila. And wear pants or a dress with shoes. So, yun yung sabi dito sa slides. But again, it's up to you as long as you're comfortable. Hindi naman yung hindi naman yung home comfy na, sando, butas-butas na t-shirt, right? Hindi naman yung comfortable na ganung way, right? Comfortable and confident, and you would look elegant, no, not just elegant, but professional and decent. Okay? So, yan. Next slide. Yeah, these are the attires that we were talking earlier, or we were discussing. There you go. So these are outfits for women. These are outfits for men. So we have here short sleeves, long sleeves. We have suits and tie. Again, if you're comfortable with suit and tie, I'm not fond of wearing those kinds of face to face kasi medyo masyadong mainit sa Pilipinas, right? So you have here pullover, this orange pullover here with shirts inside. That's okay, right? Or just a pullover, right? Siyempre, kailangan mo ng ibutones, hindi naman pwedeng bare yung nakahubad ka, right? So, there. And next would be for girls naman, Grace. Ayan. So for girls naman, we have here blazer, I think. That's how you call it. Blazer. We have blouses here. Also pullover, shorts, long sleeves, right? So let's avoid spaghetti strap yata yun. So if you're comfortable at home wearing those, then it doesn't look okay kasi kapag nasa online meeting tayo, right? But again, kapag online setup or face-to-face, we have to wear at least, office attire, right, at work, or semi-formal attire at work. So again, blazers will do, blouses there. So dressing well is a form of good manners, sabi ni Tom Ford. There you go. So that's all for ang init ngayon, no? That's all for my part, my topic. You have any questions? Bring back Joyce.
All right. Thank you so much, Sir Ryan. Okay. For General De Jesus College, the floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions for Sir Ryan or regarding the topic dressing up, which will be useful, diba? Dahil graduating students na kayo, magagamit nyo when you apply for a job. So now is the time to ask. So, and if you nahiya kayo, you may ask Sir Dong. Pwede, kausap ko siya ngayon. So, pwede nyong sa kanya yung questions. Pero syempre, it will save time, diba? Put nyo na lang sa comment section. So, Sir Ryan, while waiting for questions from the audience, so I have a few questions here.
Mm-hmm.
Ayan. So, first of all, sir, kumusta po? Ayan.
Okay naman since I'm used to this kind of setup since even before pandemic. I also am working from home, especially if there are no classes or trainings in our sites. So used to it already. What I am not used to is yung lumalabas kasi I'm very extrovert type of person. Gusto kong nasa labas ako, tumatambay somewhere, coffee shop, for example. But now I cannot do that anymore. When I can, but there's already a limitation. So I still go out. I sometimes go to Bulacan. Bulacan is where my partner is located. There. Lumalabas pa din ako, but, it's really different now. But, let's pray that this will end soon. Diba? Ang dami na nating naapektuhan, right? Especially those who are looking for jobs. Okay, I know it's very challenging to look for jobs nowadays, but, kaya natin to. Matatapos din to.
Amen, sir. Amen. Sana
Yes.
nga po. Okay, sir. So, let's now proceed to the Q&A. So, first question, sir. Should I still dress professionally even if the interview is offline? Meaning, phone calls lang.
Okay, good question, no? Not really. If it's just a phone call and wala namang nakakakita sa'yo, right? And yeah, that's actually, I think, the first and second phase of the interviews. Normally, kapag tinatawagan tayo ng HR, it's just a phone call interview. And ano yon, parang hindi ka sasabihan, right? Hindi ka sasabihan na, hey, you have to prepare, hey, you have to dress, or you have to dress professionally because we will be calling you. Well, hindi siya ganon. Hindi sila, sometimes or most of the time, hindi sila nagbibigay ng specific date or specific time of the call, but it's within, well, it's still within the business hours.
Mhm.
Um, Parang ano siya, ano nga yung term natin do'n, 'pag tinawagan ka ng hindi mo alam, right? So, parang normally gano'n. So, you don't really, "Ay, may tumatawag, I think this is the HR, I have to change clothes." So, hindi naman gano'n. But if
Mhm.
it's like an online interview, right? Someone called you, "Hey, Mr. De La Cruz, you will or we will be setting up a meeting or an online interview that will be on the 25th of February. And then they will inform you naman what to wear or what attire that you will be wearing. Right? Or sasabihin nila, please wear semi-formal attire. So, there. Hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So,
Mhm.
another question, sir. Gaano kalaking factor yung dressing up or yung physical appearance sa interview
Mm,
for the graduating students
okay.
ngayon, sir? Mm.
That's really a very good question. You know, when you are court, let's say a man, right? Tapos
Mhm.
nanliligaw, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Sometimes kahit sabihin natin na I mean, hindi ako masyadong tumitingin sa physical beauty, right? But yun kasi yung unang nakikita mo 'di ba? Yun yung unang-unang nakikita mo sa kanya, 'di ba? So it's also the same with the workplace, 'di
Mhm.
ba? First impression kasi hindi naman nila sasabihin agad na, "Ay matalino 'to." Right? The way you look, 'di ba hindi mo naman agad masasabi na, "Ay magaling 'to." Right? So, to answer the question, yes, malaki yung impact because yun yung unang-una nilang makikita sa'yo. That's the first thing that they will see, right? If you really are following, right? Ay, parang simpleng dress code lang, hindi pa niya magawa. 'Di ba? So, there. Okay? So, that's how important it is to wear proper, especially in interviews
Mhm.
and once you're already in the workplace.
Mhm. Alright. Thank you, sir. Okay. Next question, sir. Um, how does dressing affect communication? Or did it really affect yung dressing up, communicating with the interviewer?
Okay, sige. Yes and no.
Mhm.
Yes, because dressing up would make you feel comfortable, would make
Mhm.
you feel confident. Ay, parang, shucks, parang I look good today. I can do this. 'Di ba? That would boost your
Mhm.
confidence, right? Sa side naman ni interviewer, sa side naman ni interviewer, I would say also yes, kasi syempre if you're confident, if you are comfortable, malalaman at malalaman yun ng nag-i-interview sa iyo Right? So, yes, in part of comfortability and part of confidence, but a small factor siguro when it comes to your communication skills, it's still up to you, right? And part of communication skills, syempre, that's a skill That's a skills, right? Siguro 50%, 50%, hindi dahil ay mag-dress up ako kahit hindi na ako mag-research about the company. Sabi nga nung last speaker natin kanina,
Mm.
right? Ay nag-dress up ako, comfortable ako, confident ako. So hindi na ako magbabasa, hindi na ako mag-aaral, hindi na ako magre-research about the company, about the people of the company, right? So you still have to do it. Okay? So there.
All right, thank you, sir. So another question, sir, is aside from dressing up, syempre, appearance-wise,
Mm-mm.
is there anything else that I need to prepare for?
Okay. This is just me kasi when I was starting, no, um, ako kasi before parang after graduation, pinakiramdaman ko yung sarili ko na, am I ready? Ano yung mga dapat ko pang i-improve? And before, I wasn't really confident. I wasn't really comfortable in speaking. in front of the I mean not in front of the public, but during interviews. So what I did, um I searched for a training, free trainings. Alam ko may mga ganun. I'm not sure kung meron pang mga ganun ngayon. But during my time, may mga trainings kasi iba-iba. Let's say, English speaking trainings, communication skill trainings, right? So may mga ganon. If wala kang makitang face-to-face, I think we also have onlines. I also search for possible questions na ibibigay sa atin ng mga HRs. So, aside from improving myself, physically, I also improved myself pagdating sa skills na I think hindi pa ako masyadong magaling. So, ayun, search for, I mean, everything is on the internet nowadays, so you can search for possible questions, then try to answer it in front of the mirror, right? So yun lang naman, kasi hindi mo pa naman kailangang, let's say you are applying for accounting jobs, for example, accounting graduate ka. Hindi ka naman agad mag-accounting in front of the HR, right? At least you have the basic idea how accounting works. What are the specifics of accountings, right? But what the HR will ask you is all about skills, all about people handling, all about work ethics, right? On how you do things, how will you handle things once you are already working with them. Hindi naman agad tatanungin na, okay, you solve this problem. Okay, you solve that problem. Right? Hindi naman agad-agad ganon. Okay, it's more about, the questions, how will you handle things, about yourself, about your professional career, about your career as a student, right? Or about you as being a student, right? So those questions.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, sir. For the last na lang, do you have vacancies, open positions? Baka interested po ang ating graduating students from GJC.
I'm sorry, Joyce.
I'm sorry, no, medyo may delay on my part. Sorry, sir. Okay, vacancies, sir, and open positions po.
Vacancies and open positions in our company.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm not an HR person kasi, I'm not a recruitment person, but you can also always check on Accenture Philippines site. I think they are always posting vacancies and job posts. And I think we also have in Job Street, Jobs TB, we have the platforms, other platforms, sorry, your platforms, right? So I think our company is also posting vacancies there. And I'm not sure, Grace, and can you clarify, no? Am I allowed to give my email address so that medyo kinakabahan ako baka biglang dumami yung email ko, no? So, yeah,
Maybe they can, sorry, sir, maybe they can, ano na lang, sir, visit your website or your, the portal dedicated to Accenture. So it's jobs180.com/Accenture. So
yes,
wag na kayong lumayo, guys. Meron tayong Jobs 180
Ayan pala, sorry.
career portal. Ayan.
Ayan, we have Jobs 180. Forget
Yes,
about
sir,
what
yes,
I mentioned earlier.
No
Ayan,
problem,
so,
sir. All right. Thank you so much, Sir Ryan.
you're welcome.
Thank you, sir,
Thank you very much, guys, for
thank you,
joining.
sir, for sharing your knowledge and expertise today. So we wish to have you on our next set of webinars.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thank you, sir. You may now proceed backstage po. Thank you, sir. All right, guys. Again, if you're interested to apply at Accenture, you may visit www.jobs180.com/Accenture and please submit your resume link. Okay, please submit your resume link. So last topic for today is interview tips. So we have the talent acquisition officer from VXI Global Solutions. So he has 4 years in the recruitment industry for sourcing. He handles out of town job fair events, job caravans, and applicant engagement activities. Currently, he is connected with the VXI Global Solutions as Talent Acquisition Officer. Again, the Talent Acquisition Officer sourcing from VXI Global Solutions, Mr. JP Galarion. Hi, Sir JP. Good
Hi,
morning.
Joyce. It's nice to see you again.
Yes, sir. Ayan, matutuloy na ang ating
Ano,
chikahan session,
chikahan.
sir. Ayan, yes, sir. Alright, sir, can you now test for your
Mm.
share screen?
Sure, hold on. Let me just check. Mhm.
Again, guys, if you have questions, please feel free to comment your questions. Last na po si Sir JP na speaker natin for today. So, ipunin nyo na at ibato na natin lahat kay Sir JP, lahat ng questions nyo. Kayang-kaya
Ayan.
niya ni-answer.
True. Okay na ba
Ayan.
yung screen ko sa end natin, Joyce?
Not
Kasi
yet
like,
up, sir.
naka-present na yung ano ko, yung PowerPoint. Hold on. Let me just...
Alright. Can we, ano, sir, again? Share again. Stop share, sir,
Okay.
then share again.
Sure. Wait lang.
There's just a delay
There.
on my answer, pero I can hear you very well po, ah.
Mhm. Sige.
Yes, ayan, naglo-load na, sir. Ayan, nag-load. Nawala
Wait
ulit.
lang. I-share ko ulit.
Alright, sir.
There. Ayan. Let me know lang, Joyce, if it's good na on your end.
Yes, sir. Please just, ayan, it's in full screen na, sir. So, sir, your screen is up po. If you're ready, I'll leave it to it po. I'll be back for the Q&A. Good luck, Sir
Sure.
JP.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Well, hi everyone. Good morning. So it's me again, Jaja or JP from VXI Talent Acquisition Team. So, for today's presentations, I will be discussing the resume writing, power dress up, and then the interview tips. Okay. So here's the agenda. So first is the resume writing. Second is the power dressing, and then the interview tips. Okay. So for the resume writing, so first question is, what is resume to begin with? Well, a resume actually is a format of documents that provides an overview of your professional qualifications, including your relevant work experience, skills, educations, and accomplishments. This is actually usually paired with cover letter. Sometimes I been saying resume with cover letter also. And a resume helps you to demonstrate your abilities, of course, and convince employers that you are qualified or rehireable for the position that you are eyeing for. So, what is the difference between a resume and wait, hold on. Yeah, what is the difference between a resume and then a CV? Well, actually, first is the resume. So a resume is 1 to 2 page document presenting key facts about your professional experience, educational background, and skills. While CV or curriculum vitae is a longer document that details the whole course of your career. Technically, a resume is used for job search, while CV is for academic purposes. There. So, what to include in your resume? So, first, of course, you have to make sure that on your resume, the contact information is included. Also, summary of your objectives or statement, or what can you offer, what can you offer to the company that you are applying for, and also the professional experiences that you had if ever you have one. Well, for those who are listening right now, which is I know some of you are students, if you don't have any work experience or professional work experience before, well, technically you can put all the achievements that you had way back in college. So as well as the skills or the certifications that you got from your previous work company or from the school or from your previous university. And of course, the education, it really needs to be detailed, also specific for the education, because some of the position that we are eyeing is of course related to our course or our um to our educational background. Of course, if you're applying for a nurse, for example, or for a customer for a nurse, for example, you have to make sure that it's indicated that your course way back in college is nurse, something like that, so that there's a clarification between the end, by you and also doon sa hiring manager. So the other important sections would be tailoring the job descriptions, or what you are eyeing or what you are expecting for your next company. Kumbaga, this is the summary of your work experiences before and what you are looking for forward to your next employer. So next is what to leave off your resume. So these are the things that we need to avoid or iwasan natin in case. So like what I've mentioned earlier, resume is actually consist of one or two page document, right? So on that note, we have to make sure that we avoid the long um paragraphs without bullets kasi mas mapapahaba niya yung resume, and it may take time for the recruiter to read your resume because of all the paragraphs. So my tip on that, you should need to make sure na naka-bullet points na lang siguro yung things that you want to present on your resume. So a list of job duties. So technically, when you put your previous work experience or your achievements in schools, you just need to avoid a list of duties. You just need to summarize all in one details or in one sentence all of those achievements or all those descriptions that you want to put on your CVs. So relevant experiences also. So for example, you have been for example, you are applying for a specific position, like for example, customer service position. Of course, you don't need to put that you are into something that is not related to customer service or the specific position that you are applying for. What I mean is that you don't need to put that you are, for example, into mobile games, like you have won Binibining Pilipinas or something like that, something those information that is not much relevant on the position that you are applying for. Again, our goal here is to make sure that our CV or our resume is only shortened to one or two pages. Okay. So of course, lastly, we have to make sure that we avoid misspellings or grammatical errors. So technically, what we want to show on our resume is all the good things that had happened to our lives, and of course, or to our work experiences. And of course, we have to make sure that every single details that is on your resumes are very well detailed, and the misspellings and grammatical errors are, be avoided para mas clear, para mas presentive yung resume natin. And also, what one of the things that we need to leave off of your resume is the personal details, is the super personal details. Like for example, you don't need to put like for example, who's your partner, something like that, the whole list of your family members, something like that. So you just need to, make sure to categorize all the information that is really needed by the employer or dun sa ina-applyan nyo, for them to, not to read much more of your personal information, just what you can offer, and also what are the details that they need to know. Of course, this the birthday, your gender, your civil status, your home address, and then your telephone number. I think that's it. Also your email as well. So beyond that, I think the rest one really is necessary. Okay. So next is, how long should a resume go? So it's okay actually to have two pages of resume. Actually, right now what I have been experiencing is one page resume, but it's okay if you extend it up until two pages, depending on the experiences, depending on the achievements that you had. But yeah, I would suggest that at least two page of resume is okay. So because a two page of resume works well for many job candidates, it's particularly useful for job seekers with 10 or more years of relevant experience. The extra page can be necessary to communicate all the skills and experiences the employers needs to know or to see. So for those students that are listening right now with don't have much more than that experiences, I think one page is enough for you to put all the information that you need to present on your resume. But again, this is just my opinion. But if ever you wanted to put, I mean, during your school or studies, you have lots of achievements, you have lots of um activities that you have participated, then you can just go on and present it to your resume, of course, for the employer to know what you have had done during your college days and what can you offer when you work with them. Okay. So I think second to the last is how to format a resume. So of course, be concise with the content. Keep your font size to 10, 11, or 12 point and set margin to no less than 0.inch all around. Para like everything that you wanted to indicate on your resumes are well read, and also the spacings are um presentable. So do not use the word I or other first person pronouns. Also use past tense in describing past positions, to use present tense and use present tense for your current position. So for those students who are listening right now, technically when you are describing your past activities with your um schools before, you just need to of course use past tense. And for those information that is currently happening with your studies right now, of course you have to make sure that you are using present tense. So that actually varies to some employer, because of course if you are telling your previous work experience, you have to make sure that you deliver it well on your resumes. Okay. So, where to save a resume? So, if you are sending a resume directly to a contact or a hiring manager through email, a PDF is often used best options. So, you can easily still write your resume in Microsoft Word or Google Docs and save it as PDF. Okay. So, next is the power dressing. So, when you're applying to a company, it is advisable that you research for company's culture and dress code. Of course, this will prepare us on what is the company's expecting from you if you were get hired. So technically, while you're applying, you want to show them that you are part of the company na. Kahit nag-apply ka lang, you abide their policies. So also one of this is the dress code and the company's culture. So invest in a power outfit. So during the interview, technically right now, all of the interviews are done virtually, technically. So even on that note, we also have to ensure that we are presentable during the interviews. So we are properly dressed well, because this will give the employer what do you call this, the because first sight makes last impressions, right? So this will give them an impression that you are really prepared for the job and you are really serious about it. So try out your interview outfit. So if you are going to an interview for a face-to-face interview, which I think right now is currently happening to other company, well, specific for us in VXI, we are currently now accepting walk-in applicants. So technically, for those who want to apply in VXI and wants to walk into our company, it is important that you try, of course, your interview outfit before going to that specific interview, so that you'll know or you'll see if you are presentable, or if it's comfortable on your end. So again, guys, this is not just by allowing yourself to be parang ma-impress si company, but also making sure that you are also comfortable with what you are wearing. Okay? Next is don't over accessorize. So on top of those things that I have mentioned, of course, the key point is what we all wanted is to become professional during our applications or interviews. So accessorizing a lot won't be necessary, of course, because we all wanted to present ourselves professionally. Next is to groom yourself. Okay, so like what I mentioned earlier, first impressions last, of course. If you are doing virtual or face-to-face interview, you have to make sure that you groom yourself, that that you are well presentable. Even when your clothes is magara, ganyan, maganda, sobrang nakakoat pa kayo and professional. On that note, you have to make sure that you groom yourself as well. Because the whole package of you, not just because of your work experiences, kung gaano ka man kagaling with your good communication skills, kung gaano ka man sumagot. Of course, you have to make sure that you are total package as well as being presentable neatly during your interview. So these are the interview tips that I would like to share with you guys, especially for those who don't have experiences yet and will now face the next chapter of your life, which is working and applying to various jobs and trying out other things outside your college or studies. So during the interview, you have to make sure that you're open your mouth more when speaking. This is mainly because so that the interviewer can understand all the words that you are saying. And also, this will help you to elaborate more of your thoughts during the interview. Next is practice speaking in front of the mirror. So this actually helps me a lot when I start applying, because by speaking in front of the mirror, you will see how your facial expressions is when you are speaking, so that you can avoid those mga facial expressions that is unnecessary during the interview. So by that, syempre malalearn mo na when I am saying specific words, for example, my face is like making this kind of parang unnecessary na face structure, ganyan. So technically, you will learn from it. You will learn how to speak with a good face structure, and yeah, you can elaborate more of your thoughts when you see how your face is doing while speaking. Next is listen to yourself speak. So of course, practicing this makes you parang may iwasan mo those things that you are not comfortable to say with. So for example, if you listen to yourself speaking and there are words that really struggles you the most pag sinasabi nyo, I mean, for your end it's comfortable na sinasabi mo siya, but when you are listening into it, parang there's something wrong with those words, something like that. So yeah, so by that you will avoid those words and you will find another words or thoughts that is synonyms or like katulad ng words na struggle kang sabihin, because you listen when you speak. So read more. So of course this will help you guys to know the company backgrounds. Well, technically, if you read more, first is to read more about the company that you are applying for, so that when you go there, you are aware on what the company's policies is or are. Also read more books, ganyan, so that you will familiarize with the words that you are not really into when you are studying. And read more on, of course, the current events, the politics, the business, all the the history of the previous companies or previous growth of the company that you are applying for. So read more doesn't necessarily means that it will enhance your communication skills. Well, on top of that is, yeah, yun. Of course, magiging knowledgeable ka into words and also to those words that you are unfamiliar with. But of course, I would like to suggest everyone to read more before doing the interviews in terms of the politics, the industries, the companies, what is happening to the Philippines, what is happening to the entire world, so that we are aware of the things that is around us. And that could be asked also, not just sa mga beauty pageants, ganyan, but also on an interview, mga unpredictable questions ganyan during the interview. So you just need to I mean, I'm not pressuring everyone that you need to learn about this agad-agad, but it is advisable that certain things or news around what's happening to the entire Philippines, and also to the business or the companies that you wish to apply with or to be part with. So watch English programs. Actually, this is one of the most advisable or most tips that someone could to give to the viewers ganyan, and also to those people na wala pang work experience and first time mag-undergo na interviews, because watching English programs makes you aware on how to pronounce certain words, 'di ba? Of course, if we are to listen those people who are naturally speaking English, we will at least know how to say those specific words. So that's actually the main thing that um naniniwala ako na yun yung best way for us to be familiarized with the words. So improve your listening skills. So this is also very important during the interview, guys. You have to make sure that you listen well, because this will affect your answers. So technically, if you want listen to the answer, to the question, technically you will ask, "Oh, sorry, come again. Sorry, what is that again?" So this is an off during an interview. So you have to be comprehensive during the interview so that the conversations with you and the recruiters went just smoothly as it is. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. So guys, with all the things that I have discussed during the interview, so merong mga don'ts, and it is okay that we make mistakes from it, because there doon tayo mag-learn. Doon natin matututunan on how we can improve ourselves. So this right now, thanks to Jobs 180, is the tool on helping you guys or to guide you guys on the things that would happen in the next chapter of your life. So on that note, it's okay to have mistakes. So we are here to guide. There are lots of trainings, there are lots of books, there are lots of training things that you can see online to improve you. So it's okay to create to make mistakes, because again, that's where we grow, that's where we learn on how we can do more better on the next interviews or on the next job. Ganyan. So yeah, is it okay? It's really okay to make mistakes. So during the virtual interviews, you have to make sure that you check your audio and video settings beforehand. So technically, during the interview naman, if the interview will be set up, it will technically or the interviewer will technically send you ahead of time. So ahead of time, like for example, tomorrow 10 a.m. yung interview natin virtually. So on that prior that time nung 10 a.m. or prior that day, of course you have to make sure that you check your audio and your video so that you and the recruiter can both talk clearly and constantly. So these are the interview tips that I have for you. I hope you learn from this. And yeah, again, guys, don't be afraid to make mistakes. These are just the tips that we wanted to share with you guys to make you feel better, and also to prepare you on the next chapter of your life, which is applying for your um career. I mean, applying on the job that you wanted right after your studies. So acing the interview, we have the body language. So here, body language is 55% of the message we send. Remember to have a body language that exudes positivity. So for me, I would just like to share when I am talking, like doing talks like this, I am very magalaw, ganyan galaw-gaw, because this is how I express my thoughts. So body language, of course, makes the recruiter understands really well what you are trying to imply to them. But of course, during the interview, there are some professional body language that we need to make sure that that we have that. Kasi during the interview, it's a formal thing. You are talking about acing the job. You are talking about being part of the company, 'di ba? Being a part of a big organization. So on that note, you have to make sure that you are professional during an interview. So don't make unnecessary movements during the interview because yeah, again, this is at the next level of your life na eh. So you have to make sure that you impress the interviewer and you imply to yourself on how to act professionally, not just after getting the job but before applying for the job. So here, for the words, yung selections of word is very important. You avoid using jargons. Refrain from using highfalutin words. Don't use a certain word multiple times and use positive phrasing. So, to summarize this up, you have to make sure that when talking to the interviewer, yeah, you can talk generally, speak with them with general words. Yung for example, if you are sharing things about with your work experience before or with your college experience, syempre may mga jargon words tayo dyan at sa college lang natin nasasabi. So that's gonna be unfamiliar with the recruiter. So those are the things that we just need to avoid and use positive phrasing. So like for example, during the interview, the recruiter asks you what is your weakness. So for me, for example, this is just an example for you guys. My weakness is I overdo my job that makes me extend my time in the office. So I really wanted the job to be perfectly done during this day, yung wala na akong babalikan bukas. So I will extend my job. So 'di ba parang positive siya in a way because all you just wanted is to make sure that you finish your job perfectly, that you do OTs. Well, weakness siya kasi you have to make sure that hindi mo ini-stress masyado yung sarili mo on that job. But positive yung the way mo siya kung sinabi is because you just wanted to make sure that you perfect your job. Kumbaga, masyado tayong OC. Yun yung gusto nating palabasin. So, those are the positive phrasing that I think will help. So, hindi puro negative when it comes to the weaknesses, for example, is if it's that's the questions. So voice, so here, so gain attention by changing your volume. Use emphasis and inflections to convey your interest. So gain attention by changing your volume. So for example, if you are saying positive things or thoughts about your life, so technically you change the volume of your voice. So you ipapakita mo na yeah, this is me, this is the positive side of me, I'm happy with this. So you slightly maximize the volume of your voice because you are highlighting your edges, ganyan. Yeah, your edges with other applicants or what is really your skills is. So, getting ready for your application. So, yeah, research about the organization. It will helps you identify kung ano yung core value nung organization na ina-applyan mo that you can also apply during the interview. So analyze the job descriptions and requirements. So when you are applying for a specific job, you have to make sure that you are well aware of the job descriptions and the requirements and if you are qualified for that specific position para hindi ka na, magsasayang ng oras, for example, to apply for a job that requires 2 years of experience, right? So by analyzing those job descriptions, bakit ka pa mag-a-apply doon? Ba't ka pa mag-e-effort for that specific position if they are asking for with at least 2 years of experience, something like that. So yeah, you just really need to identify or to analyze those things beforehand. So prepare your responses. So during the entire time that I have presented with you, I have given you lots of tips. So on that note, you have to make sure that you prepare yourself on how you are going to respond during your interview. Siyempre, mas okay na prepare tayo before going to the interview so that it will run smoothly. So learn about common interview questions. So like you can just found it on Google or online. What are the possible questions that could be asked during the interview so that you can prepare yourself? Again, guys, I'm not pertaining on doing kodigo during the interview, yung parang scripted na napagsagot on a certain interview. But I would suggest that you are just prepare on the certain questions and then prepare lang your answer, and prepare on how you will convey those answers of you, hindi yung magkakodigo or parang scripted or parang like we are memorizing the answer to the question. So you just need to let it, alam mo yun, hinga lang, and then since alam ko na ito yung babato sa akin na questions, these are the possible answers that I could give. So next is your fix your posture. So of course, again, impressions last. So you have to make sure that you fix your postures during the interview. Next is your prepare your outfit, like what I've mentioned earlier. During the interview, you prepare your outfit so that you'll know if you're comfortable with it or not, so that you can still change your clothing based on where you are comfortable, and at the same time it looks really professional. Yeah, update your resume or CV. So for this one, you have to make sure that all the things that is indicated in your resume are the current job description, I mean the current achievements that you have, the current educational background that you have, and also your current contact numbers, and also your current home address. So you just need to make sure that all of these are updated beforehand, so that smooth lang din siyang babasahin ni interviewer. So prepare to take notes. So like what I mentioned earlier, during the interviews, these are one. I mean, first is don't be afraid to commit mistakes during this kind of interviews. You just really need to take notes so that you'll know what to do after. And take note, of course, on the things na sinabi ni recruiter or ni interviewer about the companies, about the offers, ganyan, about the job description, so that from there, and on the rest of your process, malalaman mo kung ano yung gusto talaga ni company from you. Or if you move on to the final interview, at least during the initial interview, na process mo na lahat ng mga possible questions, and on the final interview, you are well aware or prepared on the things that you need to answer. So again, like what I've mentioned kanina, check audio and video prior interview. So yeah, so these are the very last, I think, part of the slide. During the interview, always smile, because smile can make someone's day more brighter. I mean, syempre pag nag-smile ka during the interview, it will be make the interviewer comfortable with you speaking to them. And then prepare. Yeah. Get on the same side as the interviewer. So technically, if you are talking to the interviewer, you just go along with what she is talking with you. You have to make sure that you are aligned with the topic that you are discussing, para hindi mo ma-miss yung mga certain questions, and also hindi malabong hindi kayo magkaintindihan. So yeah, the body language, the eye contact, it is important that you also do eye contact even if it's virtual kung kaya. Kasi it will give the interviewer, or the hiring manager, how genuine you are when applying for the position. Kasi makikita natin, because yeah, nasa mata, eye is the soul of our ano, 'di ba? Windows of our soul. So technically, that's when they see how genuine and how pure you are with all the things that you are saying about your about yourself. So close on a positive note. So after the interview, of course, I would like to suggest that you close the conversation with a positive note. Like, it has been very fun and informative talking with you. I'm so glad that I have this opportunity to talk with you about the company, and I'm looking forward for the next, you know, time that we meet again. Yung mga ganong kind of positivity. Even if, for example lang, it happens that you fail during the interview, it's parang hindi ako papasa, parang no, I'm not gonna make it to the next part or next level. Even if it's yun yung point, you have to make sure that you say thank you, that you are positive, ending the conversation with the interviewer, para they will feel na like you are really into that position, or how you are really eyeing to get the job. Yes, so according to Joyce Brothers, a strong positive self image is the best possible preparations for the success. So I think that's the end of my presentations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sir JP. Maraming maraming salamat po. And for GJC, okay, so now it's time. The floor is now open for questions. So if you have questions for Sir JP, please put it in the comment section. So last speaker na natin, Sir JP. Hi, Sir JP.
Hello,
Ayan.
Joyce.
Ayan, may lag lang sa akin ng mga about 3 seconds, sir. So, while waiting for questions, sir, so I'll be asking questions na. So,
Sure.
first is, syempre, making a good first impression po. No? So,
Mhm.
how to make a good first impression at work without talking or starting the conversation first.
Sorry, sorry, Joyce. Sorry na. Last one.
Ayan. Okay.
Okay.
So, in
Mhm.
making a good first impression, sir, so how to make a good first impression at work without talking or starting the interview?
Well, yeah, like what I have mentioned earlier, it is always advisable that we are prepared um before going there, before going sa office or before doing the interviews. So because it makes them know that you are really serious and professional about landing the job. It's always gonna be the preparations that will help you, of course, to present yourself to them. Kasi like since prepared ka na, you are well aware of the things that you need to avoid or unnecessary things that dapat mong iwasan. But presenting yourself in a way na may impress like the people around you.
All right, thank you, sir. And of course, what are the key factors that you will look for in an applicant before hiring them?
Well, I think I remember when Rabia posted on Facebook. Well, this is not actually the post that she posted, ha, but parang the thoughts is it is important that you graduated in college because you got the diploma, and it really makes it really goes to shows how you really work well on your studies and academically. However, on the other hand, it is important that we have our character and personality, right? So so the game right now, it's not just by acing or by being or by having a great grades. Actually, it's more on personality, it's more on characters. Siguro if
Mm-hmm.
I were to hire someone or during my interviews in the future, I will be looking not just by the skills but also the personality and the character of that specific person. Kasi mas masarap maka-work yung taong with positive vibe, yung may magandang characters and such.
All right, thank you, sir. And another for someone who does not have po enough
Mhm.
skills and experience, and how do you think can I ace the interview against more experienced ano po, applicants?
Well, well, to be specific with those who don't have experiences, I think the edge would be on how you are going to present yourself, even without those experiences. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
presenting yourself means like how you are willing to learn, how you are willing to help the company, how you are dedicated or passionate with of course yung skills mo. Kung, for example, if you are applying for artistry, ganyan. So you show them kung ano yung passion mo into artistry, ganyan. Kung ano yung passion mo. For example, gusto mo maging HR, gusto mo maging interviewer, what is your passion towards the job? Even kahit wala ka pang experience. Kung baga, what can you offer to them? Ganun. Ganun lang. It's gonna be just presenting yourself or selling yourself to them by saying kung ano yung kaya mong gawin, and naman sa self mo kung ano yung mga edges mo towards the other with experienced candidates.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I think walang question from the audience, and as much as I would like to ask further questions, Sir JP,
Mhm.
we are time
It's
bound.
okay, it's okay.
So I answer your tips and advice na lang, sir, for the graduating students before we end the session.
So my tips and advice for all the graduating students, this is gonna be the next chapter of your life. I am so excited to see every one of you, being successful and having the dreams of your life. So my tips and suggestions is along the way, along the process, looking for a job, you have to make sure that you are enjoying the moments. Alam mo yon, that you are learning something from the mistakes and you grow from it. Kasi um coming into this industry, or coming out from your comfort zones, there's a lot of pressures, there's a lot of negative thoughts na papasok sa atin, but the key point dyan is you have to make sure that you enjoy, you seize the moment, and then yeah, just let it be. Lahat ng tao nagkakamali, and we are all have the chance to choose to be happy kahit I mean, we have the chance to choose on to correct or to grow from that. Okay? So, every time nagising tayo sa umaga, if we have schedules interview, we always have to choose to be positive, enthusiast, ganyan. Kahit hindi tayo sure kung papasa natin yan or hindi. Basta we have as long as we know na we did our best, we did our very best to present ourselves, it's fine kahit hindi tayo matanggap. And there's a lot of companies waiting for you. Darating at darating kung ano yung para sa inyo. Yun lang. Thank you so much, Joyce.
Very well said, Sir JP. Thank you so much again, Sir JP, for sharing your knowledge and expertise po for this afternoon, for this morning. So thank you so much, Sir
Mm,
JP.
thank
Ingat
you.
po.
Thank you so much, Joyce. Thank you so much,
Thank
everyone,
you,
for
sir.
watching.
All right. Thank you, sir. So to officially close our program for today, may we invite Ms. Liana Christine Medina, the president of local chapter from JPF, for the closing remarks.
It's been an honor to be among such accomplished individuals and to be able to present my perspective before you all. Firstly, I will start by giving thanks to our speakers for sharing their excellent thought-provoking talks, and to our school administration, especially to Sir Dong. Thusly, I would like to acknowledge all shared input, ideas, and discussions among people involved. When we started, I tried to outline what I felt we were trying to do here. Realize knowledge on demand, professional development, interact with recognized experts, address existing gaps, then ended in supporting all forms of efforts. Today, we formally concluded this career and employability webinar as the fresh start to the next chapter of success. Let us always remember the rule of thumb, and all efforts are not put in vain. As always, thunder across favor.
Thank you so much, Ms. Liana. And there you have it, guys. We are done with the talk proper and successfully tackled all the topics today. So if you did not have any questions, please do not forget to evaluate this event. The link is flashed on your screen and is also available at the comment section. So please do evaluate. This will serve as your attendance. And of course, we would like to thank each one of you guys for staying all throughout the event. We hope that the webinar helps you be prepared in the world of work. Sabi nga ni Sir JP, it's okay to fail. Just stand up and try again. Okay, and we would like to thank also General De Jesus, especially Sir Armando Falgisana. Sir Dong, thank you so much for collaborating with Jobs 180. And we would like to thank the following sponsors for today's event. And please, for more career opportunities, you may visit our website. It's www.jobs180.com. And again, Jobs 180 is looking for OJTs. If you are interested, please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180. And we are also hiring for a customer support position and IT officer for web development. And please submit your resume link at jobs180.com/jobs180. Or you may email us at info@jobs180.com. So please watch out for the next set of webinars we are going to host for. Please check our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed. And you are welcome, guys, to join in on those sessions too. Okay, so again, the link will be flashed in the comment section. Okay, will be posted in the comment section. Here it is. Okay. So please again do evaluate. This will serve as your attendance po, no? As required by Sir Dong Falgesana. Okay. So Okay, so the program has finally concluded. This is your host, Joyce Katakutan. We will see you soon and have a great afternoon. Ingat, everyone.
At Greenfield, land is our legacy. Our founders have nurtured these prized possessions for years. As stewards of these crown jewels, we develop these lands into communities that will remain relevant throughout the years. Simultaneously working with nature while employing the latest in technology. We provide spaces for leisure and opportunities for a thriving lifestyle. Venues where relationships grow and are nurtured. We build residential towers that are part of well thought out and planned communities. We build modern suburban cities with vast spaces for nature and an opportunity to live a fully connected and balanced lifestyle. We provide living spaces that flourish with life and heritage. From urban, connected yet nature-centric districts to suburban cities flourishing with greenery, our developments will remain relevant throughout the years. Let this be the legacy you bequeath to your children and your children's children. Let our land be your legacy. Greenfield, ours for generations.